Alright guys, I realized that I don't think I've done a video on how I do my hay sets. When I'm trapping coyotes here in Illinois, normally our trapping season is super wet, get a lot of rain, and then it normally all freezes, which it's pretty much on par this year. We just got a big dump of rain. All the dirt holes that I set were full of mud and full of water. I mean, they're pretty much inoperable. So today, I'm making my transition here. I'm switching over to my hay sets. I'm trying to get everything set up today while we can. We are expecting a little more rain, and then it's supposed to start freezing and start snowing maybe next week. So if I'm going to take my time in trying to set these traps, I want to make sure I have the best chances I can. And throughout the years, I realized my best chances are these hay sets, because I don't run a lot of wax dirt. I will make a small batch every now and then to keep a few dirt holes going, like right now where everything's just full of water and starting to freeze. But once everything starts freezing over, I go straight to hay sets, and this is how I do it. So there's just a little patch of timber here behind me. I mean, it's literally just a little tree line that follows a ditch, and then there's a little patch here at this farm, and there's a lot of coyotes running around out here. And I noticed they've been running this field edge a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a set here. I'd like to do a double, but I really don't have the room. I'd like to have one set on the other side of the road here, but it's just not gonna work. So what we got here, we got our Bridger number 2s. They're offset jaw, 4-coiled. I modify them a little bit, and we use a 16-inch earth anchor, Wolfang earth anchor. So now, since this ground is nice and soft, normally I can just shove these right in the ground. Don't have to really beat them with a hammer too much. But first things first, I anchor my trap. Alright, step one's finished. My trap is anchored. Now I kind of got an idea of where I want this all to set. I do have a nice backing behind me here. There's a lot of weeds and everything, so this should turn out pretty good. But now all I'm going to do is take my hammer and kind of beat this chain into the mud. Give me a nice little spot for that to set. Now I'm not really bedding these traps, guys, because remember, I'm setting these in mind of it freezing. I do not want my traps to freeze to the ground. So now that I got my trap pretty sturdy, I mean that thing's, the ground's so soft, guys, that's solid. So what I want to do is I'm going to bust into this little bale here and try to get a little bit of this drier straw. I'm just going to put a little bit under my trap to try to help keeping it from freezing to the ground. Alright guys, this is working out pretty good. That trap is solid. That is solid. And in these hay sets, you really don't have to have your trap super solid, because the way I set these is that my trap's pretty much suspended in that straw. So, you know, it's got some give. So now that we got our trap bedded, I always use from the point of my thumb to my finger, that's about 9 inches, right in the middle of the pan. So I want my hole right here. So now what I'll do is I'll make a hole with my driver. And guys, you want a pretty round hole, but most importantly is you want it deep. You want these coyotes to have to spend time here working to get to that bait. So I'm just going to make a nice deep hole here, kind of bore it out a little bit. Now I leave that there. That way I don't lose my hole. So now all I'm gonna do is take some of this straw. Again, I'm gonna get inside of it, try to get some of that drier stuff. I'm just gonna shake it. And you can see the smaller, lighter pieces are coming out. That's what I want covering my trap. You don't want a whole lot of straw on that trap. Pretty much just enough to cover it. And keep in mind, guys, you want this spot where the trap is to be fairly low. So a lot of times I'll take a big old handful and just kind of mound it up right there. Right on the side. I'll do the same thing over here. I'll grab some, I'll shake it out. Again, we're wanting all the smaller stuff to go where the trap is. Now we got our low spot. So now with this, I'm just going to take it and kind of bust it open and start spreading it out everywhere. You want them coyotes to get confident in walking on this straw before they even get up to your trap. Because they're going to stand back there, they're going to smell it, they're going to look at it before they even think about walking up here. So just kind of building that up behind the hole. Might need a little more straw here, guys. It's actually going to work out pretty good. So our trap's right there. Alright, now all we got to do is bait and lure. Grab me a little piece of my sheep's wool here. See, now this is the important part. That's the reason why I left my stake in here. After you cover this with straw, it's hard to find your hole unless you do that. So there's our hole. I'm gonna put the sheep's wool there. Grab a spoonful of bait. Put it right there in that wool. And I'll shove her down in the hole. I'm gonna find a better stick. So I can shove that bait down in there. And then we're gonna put some lure here. Now since this is the only trap I'm putting here for quite a while, I'm gonna use a stronger lure. We're going to use a little bit of Dunlap's Hellfire here. And I noticed, guys, on a long distance call, you know, a lot of people want to put it right at the set. I don't do that. I'll put it right up here, just up in this little bush right here. And it seems like it gets it off the ground. It seems like it gets the scent out more. And that'll keep them coyotes working around here. I'm going to go ahead and put some lure in here. And then we're going to head on down to the next one. Alright guys, that is our hay set we just made. As you can see, wide open fields all around. I mean, those are wide open fields. This field here, that goes for miles. Miles and miles. There's this little patch of tree line. And they hunt this around here. There's a lot of rabbits and stuff, but that's why we chose this spot. There's that rock road, my truck's on it. And the last two hay sets we made are just on the other side of that rise in that ditch. But as you can see where my trap is right in there. It's lower than the rest of it. It's a lower spot. That's where them coyotes are going to try stepping, guys. I hope this helps some people. After I get it done, I will take a little bit of this straw and just kind of cover my hole up where my bait was. But that's it. Oh, in my my lure, as you can see here, I put a little bit of hellfire right there on that branch. Just enough to keep them over here. That's it, guys. Like I said, we are planning on a bunch of snowfall and some freezing temperatures, and this is my go-to set when that's the case, so we're gonna go set a few more.